What's going on? I decided to jump in here and go with a special live for tonight, just to see what people are up to, how things are going, and to talk a little bit about my video I posted about how to drop trailers. Because I've been getting a lot of feedback on it, and I was kind of like, man, something people they're really like looking into this, and it's crazy some of the comments I was getting. I mean, I understand people do stuff differently. Like, people have their own ways of doing things. Some people like to put the landing gear down first. Some people like to put the unhook the electrical lines and the the airlines first. And I was like, man, the way I kind of teach my guys to do it is I say, hey, what's going to cost you the most money right here? What's going to cost you the most money is if you do not put those legs of those landing gear down when you're dropping a trailer. Because guess what? When you drop that trailer, it's probably going to land on those landing gear, and you better hope that they don't rip the bottom of that floor out. I've seen so many pictures and videos of trailers dropping, landing gears rip under the trailer, and all the product falls out from under the trailer. So we're looking at, let's see, probably a $500 deductible for the trailer, and like another $500 deductible for the product on the trailer. So we're looking at some money right there. Like, I'm really not wanting to lose any money, and I really don't want my students to be losing any money like that. So one of the things I was looking at is that's going to cost you the most amount of money is if you let those landing gear fall. Leave the landing gear up and you drop that trailer off your truck. That's going to cost you the most of the money. Now, I always believe working in lines so you can, have an order to stuff. So my thing is, when you're dropping a trailer, walk farthest from the truck. Start with the landing gear. Bring those up. Put those down, and then as you go towards the truck, release handle. The cheapest thing for you to tear up are those electric lines and those air lines. They are cheap to replace, and I broke many sets of them. You know, not on purpose. Like one time I was using a pad trailer, and the electrical line spring broke in the little flap that holds it on there, and it fell into my drive shaft, and it went clink clink and ripped that stuff up. So it's kind of like one of those deals. Like, I went to the shop and I was all like, hey man, I had to cut it out my my drive shaft, but I need another one. And no questions asked, they're all like, yep, we can do that for you, let's get it done. Didn't have to pay for it or nothing. So that's kind of what I look at it as. We are human beings. We're our creatures of nature. So if we do something in a certain order every time, we're always going to do it in that order. So I was looking at some of the comments, and people were all like, man, you're completely wrong, you're completely wrong. And I'm all like, I don't know. Like, what do y'all think? Do you think that it should be which one first? Does anyone have like any suggestions on which ones to do first or anything like that? I'm just curious what other people are thinking, because I don't know, maybe I was wrong. Oops, not that one. Glenn, what's going on? Trucking along with Kiersey. Hello. How's your night going? Probably over there on the pad working. Glenn says, when I was driving before, I always put the trailer legs down first. And that's what I'm saying. That is going to cost you the most amount of money. Versatile Duckling. What should I do when I have a student who is an immigrant and English isn't their first language? I feel the training needs to be changed, but advice on how this should be done is always welcome. Okay, Versatile. This is the best way I deal with stuff. It depends where the student's from, kind of, because I train a lot of different students from different areas. A lot of people blame it as a language barrier. I don't believe in a language barrier. Because most of the time, your foreign speaking students, your other language speaking students, they speak many languages. So, like, it's not like they don't know English. It's just that they're slower at speaking English. What I have found out over the years of training, especially with my African students, me and my African students, we have great time. Like, we have a great time together. I start off with my African students. I say, hey, what's your degree in? Believe it or not, these African students have degrees in a lot of stuff. They were very smart in their country. They went to school. When they came to America, their degree is not the same here. So they would have to go back to school to get it, up to what the US kind of standards for the colleges here. So first thing I do with my African guys, I ask them what their degree in. And then I tell them, look, I can understand you fine. Don't give me an excuse if we don't understand each other's language. You understand many languages and you understand English. I understand your English. I can understand you. Sometimes I might have you repeat something. Sometimes you might have me repeat something. Sometimes we might have to change a word or two. And, at the end of the day, I know that you're smart. And what I've come to find out is that my African guys, whenever I pretty much let them know up front, like, hey, I let them know up front that, hey, I know that you're really smart and you're really educated. Right off the bat, they look at me different because they're all like, man, most American people, I don't know why, most American people, whenever they have somebody that speaks another language, they kind of treat them different. They kind of act like, oh man, this guy's not very bright. We got a language barrier. I try to avoid the word language barrier. And whenever they use the word language barrier, I'm all like, hey, there's no language barrier. I understand you perfectly. And I know you understand me. It's just if we have some words that we don't understand, we need to get this out of the way. So right there, I kind of cut the language barrier off. And since I already told them, hey, I know that you're very smart, and they understand that I'm not looking at them as like they were dumb or not smart because they don't speak the same English as fast as me or as fast as the next guy, I'm not going to treat them any different. So right there, I already made them feel like, hey, this guy understands me. He feels that I'm smart. He knows I'm smart. If they feel like I'm treating them like they're dumb or that they're uneducated because their English is not the best, then right there we have a better experience together. And whenever they feel like somebody's treating them dumb, like they have a degree, they have more education than I do. So I graduated high school barely, so they have a lot of education. When we act like, oh man, this dude doesn't speak English, I'm done with him. Like, I'm tired of talking to this guy because he does not speak English. They start getting an attitude, and then they're gonna act even worse. Like, they are like gonna be like, you know what? You want to treat me like I'm dumb? I'm just gonna be dumb. And I'm kind of like that too, man. You disrespect me, you treat me bad, I'm gonna kind of be the same. Like, I'm gonna treat you how you're treating me. So right there is kind of good to like nip it. What would you say? Nip it in the butt and just get all the cards on the table at once and try to get an understanding. So definitely try that out. That's what I do, and it seems to work great, and we have good times. Jim Scott, I do my airline electric line, release handle, landing gear. But like you said, we are creatures of habit. As long as it's always done. It's the outcome, not the method. Yes. And that's what I'm saying. My biggest fear though, like my biggest fear is the landing gear. If the landing gear aren't all the way down and I pull out from under it, I've seen it happen so many times. So I rather try to pull forward and be stuck on my release, not pulling the release arm. Like, man, this thing won't go. But I'm a left to right guy. A lot of guys were also saying, hey, do the release handle last. The worst thing that's going to happen if you do it last is you're going to pull on it and you're going to be like, oh, I got to get back out. Kenworth Rider, man, you get a truck yet? Tennessee Flatbedder, what's up, brother? How's it going, man? Versatile Duckling. I have trained African, Haitian, German, and Latinos. I feel always a benefit from more show and tell and then talking and trying to come to an understanding based on the results and based on an individual. Yes, and a lot of times pulling them out the truck more and actually showing them and, kind of pulling them out and getting a look from outside of it. It works out too. It works out good. The Haitian guys are a little bit harder. Like, they have a listening problem most of the time. Not all Haitian guys, but a lot of them have and I think it comes from like somewhere back in the culture. Maybe they were going for jobs against people. Like say, well, I'll use Texas for example. So like, I'm a white guy. Say I was gonna go do like a construction job. Well, the Hispanic guy that's working there, he might be like, man, I got my homeboy I want to work here, and they hired this gringo. So, they might be like, hey, man, this is how you do it. You just like, this is how you do the job. They might teach me something messed up that's going to get me in trouble and get me fired. So I think that somewhere along the line that's happened to them, so they don't have a good trust in somebody teaching them something, so they don't want to listen as much. The Haitian guys are more of like, let me try this out. Oh, that didn't work. Let me try this out. Oh, that didn't work. Let me try that out. And you kind of just sit back and let them mess up until they finally figure out what they're trying to do is not working, so they're finally going to try it your way. And I found that that's worked out really well. Good evening. A versatile duckling. Yo, let me and Tom come in. I'm going to have to have a good long live stream. Let me and Tom come in. Have a good long live stream. Oh, you want to come in and do a live sometime? Like, I'm down with it. Like, just let me know when you want to do a live. I'll do a live with you. I'll make a video with you. Anytime we're at the pad at the same time, I would love to do a video from another instructor. I really would. I would like to get your thoughts on things and like talk to you a minute. Like, how's your training? How's your outlook? Kind of what your structure is, what you expect out of students, stuff like that. It's always great to learn what other people do. What's up, big blue dog? A lot of cell phones have an app translator. We are talking in English and translating it into their language. Yes, and I've had one, and that thing was a pain. Sometimes it didn't translate over exactly right because I'm from the South. I kind of have that my own talking method. Sometimes the words I'm using is not the words it was typing. Just watching Vikings. Can I ask a random question? Seems like truckers always have a good story. Yes, we do. So we got a guy from the Twitch, and yeah, we have a lot of great stories, man. We've seen a lot of stuff. We experienced a lot of stuff. I mean, like, trucking is quite an experience, and there's good and bad. Like, trucking is really hard. Like, you're gonna miss your family. You're out there in the truck stops. You see some crazy stuff out there. I mean, like, you just have a lot of fun. Good series, Tennessee. Versatile duckling here. Here is a good question most students should ask. I feel like I'm not getting attention I need or want, but I see you have students that are there that were here before me, but I want to be on the level they are on. Yes. And, when we have multiple students out there, I'm going to tell you guys, when you have a trainer with a lot of students, you got to trust in his abilities. So I had a guy one time, and he spoke up to me. He said, hey, look, I'm not getting the same training as everyone else. I'm not getting enough time. So I had him come spend the entire day with me. I was like, okay, I'm going to give you more time. You're going to work the hours I work. You're going to be here at 6 a.m. and you're going to leave when I leave. So, like, I did my day. I taught him what they were learning. I walked him through what they were doing, and I did a lot of stuff with them. And, and he was with me all day. We went on drives. He went on that. At the end of the day, he said, "Man, you work hard. You've been here all day. Like you definitely work hard." And I was like, "Man, you have to hustle out here. You have to. Like I have to do a lot of work. I got a lot of y'all in line." I say, "I'll see you at 6 a.m. tomorrow." He said, "No, I don't want to work your whole shift again. Let me just come in at my normal time." I said, "Okay." Okay. So he had a better understanding of that. If I have somebody complain, I try to do that with them. Scariest moment on the road trucking. It would have probably had to be my wreck. So, questions that always get me. What's the craziest thing you ever seen? What's the scariest thing you ever seen? Like I come from a background of 13 years in a correctional facility, and like I did 10 of the years working there. Let me clear that up. Working there, and I did 10 years of that. I did 10 years of that in a psych facility. There's not much stuff that kind of scares me or shocks me. I've seen some bad stuff in my life. So, it's kind of a hard question, but it had to be my car crash. I was going on an overpass and a car went up the side of the overpass, jumped on the road, and landed in front of me, and I hit it. I got a video of it over on my YouTube channel. You would have to check that out. It's the same name as the Twitch account. John Gonzalez says, my personal opinion is that people need to be able to understand English. Reason being that there's a safety hazard when you don't. Well, John, I'm going to tell you, a lot of people jump to conclusions because I've had people before. My African student, he doesn't get nothing. He doesn't understand English, nothing. And I go, "Hey, do you mind if I talk to him?" And he's all like, "Yeah, be my guest. He doesn't understand nothing." And the guy was talking down to him all day. And I went over there and I was like, "Hey, what's going on, man?" He goes, "I really struggle. I'm upset. I made my trainer upset. He's upset with me. I got to like make him happy. Like I want to make him happy, but he's so upset with me." I said, "Don't worry about that. Listen, what's your degree in?" I started my stuff up. And then I started talking to him. I'm like, "Man, see, your problem is that you're too smart for your own good. Stop overthinking this. He's going to give you direction. Follow the direction. Do the steps he gives you. You're going to learn." So, like, I think that it's more of he came off to as like, this dude doesn't understand English. They do not like that. Like, people trying to make it here and trying to understand English and, like, understand every word, like, they do not like it when people tell them you don't understand English. So I think it's not more that they don't understand English. I think that they're just having they're having problems with the way they're reacting to how they're treated. What's going on, Timothy Turbo? I'm down for a live, and me and Tom and riding our bikes. Yeah, get Tennessee to go on a bike ride with you, man. He's gonna be doing some more footage like that. He loves his biking videos. Scotty the Trucker, what's going on, Scotty the Trucker? Han says, "No speak English." Whoa. Where did I go? Okay, where should micro manage my TNT trainees? When should I micromanage my TNT trainees? Micromanage them in, what's it called? Safety. Whenever you're micromanaging them, make sure it's on safety. Make sure whatever it is something to do with safety. Like, "Hey man, you took this curve a little bit too fast last night. It was kind of, iffy." And make sure you're micromanaging them on time management. Now, a lot of stuff they do is going to be out of your control. Just deal with it. Like, they're going to find out over time that what they're doing is wrong. You got to be kind of easy with the guys. It's not like when we started, whenever it was all like, "You better get this down right now." It's a new world. What's going on, Scotty B? Hello, all. CRST has been my goal to join soon. Recently, my old job called me back to work for them. I would be paid less, but I enjoy home time with friends. I don't mind being over the road. What should I do? Help. Okay, like I'm going to tell you right now, spiritual. I'm the guy that's going to tell you that do your research and find out what works best for you. Do your research over there, do your research at home. Find out what's going to make you happy. I'm not the guy to make decisions for people because I'm going to tell you right now, that some of my students have came to me and they said, "Hey man, I'm about to quit. I'm going to quit. I'm going to go home." I'm all like, "Cool, let's go. I'll take you to the office right now." They're looking at me for that talk of like, "Hey, you should stay." No, I'm not going to make someone's decision for them. The decision you have to make right now is your decision. You're the one that's going to have to live with that. Please, please do some research and look into every aspect of it and, get your mind right. Think about what you're doing it for. Are you doing it for more money? Do you have some goals after you do it? Stuff like that. Where are you going to be? Where's the future lie? Make sure that you make some good decisions. It's going to affect the rest of your life. We need to learn this stuff. Hi, Kenworth. Wouldn't go to CRST. I do want to do teams. You can come to Prime and find you a teammate, or you can find a teammate and somebody that wants to get into trucking and bring them right here to Prime too. Like we do teams. We're not forced teams though. Some places are forced teams. From what I've seen with Prime trying to get in the door, they don't give two craps about how much experience you have. They still make you go with a trainer. It depends how much over the road experience you have, really. So make sure that, like, if you're thinking that you're going to go right onto your own truck, you have to have a certain amount of experience. OTR, that's what they're looking for. My student went 50 into a 20-mile-per-hour roundabout. Oh man, yeah, I bet that was kind of scary. You gotta teach safety on that. A lot of companies do training, yeah, and that's right. There is a lot of companies. They love it. Like I'm grateful I'm at Prime because they don't force us into it. That's what I was getting to. Don't force teams. Versatile Duckling, here is something I always tell my guys. Curious on your take. I say the worst reason to come in this is money, a venture, and being bored. Because I feel like these are the worst things to be a trucker for. Yeah, and I agree. I agree with that. Like, I kind of disagree with the money because we all came here for money. Not one person in here came here for anything else. Like we needed a job that paid some money. We're not going to work here for free or nothing like that. So like the money is the main goal. As for the adventure and being bored and stuff like that, that's bad qualities. In trucking, you really have to be vicious and you have to have the want to make more, and you have to be vicious with it. You have to get that truck running. Like you have to get out there and make some money. Like keep those wheels running. You have to have goals. Like I'm very goal oriented. You have to be very good, have goals set in place to do this. That does training as well. What's your opinion on that? Yeah, that's my opinion. I try to tell people like if you're here for like a venture and stuff like that, if you're here for just time off of seeing different places, you're going to see it through a windshield. The only way you're going to be able to go see some stuff and spend some time in these places that you want to visit is if you take your time off there. So like what I tell them is take your 4 days off wherever you want. Park in a truck spot. That's your hotel room and that's your shower inside that truck stop. Now, as for you going around town and stuff, rent you a car. You can have a real good time on 4 days off, 5 days off in certain areas if you want that little vacation. But still, I would run a couple months to make me some bank. So whenever I do that, I can go really live. It's like this guy I used to listen to. He'd be like, if you live like nobody else, tomorrow you will live like nobody else. So what he meant by that is, man, what I take from that is if you hustle when you're out there and you work hard, when it's time to play, you're going to have that money and you're going to be able to play and have a great time. Like, you'll be able to live. That's the way I'm looking at it. I'm 10-year trucker. I don't need no trainer. Super trucker life, Hans, man. I believe it. You don't need no. Yeah, there you go. He said it too. Hans, you're a super trucker. We know. Hans says, no, not a super trucker at all. If one has experience, they shouldn't need a trainer. And I agree. If you have enough experience, you shouldn't need a trainer. But we're looking into people's work history and seeing how much training they really have. So definitely, definitely Prime's gonna look into it and decide if you need a trainer or not for reals. Okay, Scotty B says they don't want to hear it because I drive a day cab for a living, doing oversized and heavy haul stuff because I don't have a sleeper and sleep in the truck. No matter how many states that I run in, need 15K. Scotty, take the 15K. I mean, no, I'm not going to tell you to take the 15K, but if you really want to come to Prime and you want to try Prime out, then like you're going to have to do your 15K. Now, I know it's not fun and I know that sucks. And if they could only understand that whenever you're doing oversize and stuff like that, you have those chase cars with you and y'all sleep in hotel rooms because y'all are making that money. So definitely. Scotty is a real trucker. I have Versatile Duckling that says I have 3 new videos in edit. My trucking myth versus reality and what's in my truck and lost. What trainer should I know? Oh wow. Let's see where was that? Hans, thanks for the super chat. I'll put the LOL. I meant to do that one. So yeah, thank you for the $10 super chat, Hans. That's awesome, man. It's raining money around here. You see this? It's raining money. Hit some horns for you. See, I hooked Hans up. I honked the horns and everything. Thank you, Hans. I really do appreciate it, man. Y'all don't have to send me super chats, but that's awesome. Thank you. Howdy, Twisted in Tennessee from Greenwich Trucking. Ooh, I'm having a trouble talking today. My talker's not working too good. Okay, Versatile says, I mean unrealistic money, saying that people will be rich doing this. Yeah, and unfortunately, there's a lot of YouTubers that want to come out here and different people on different media platforms, and they're all like, man, you're going to be super rich if you're a trucker. You're going to make all this money, but they don't talk about the sacrifices we make. AKA, like he said earlier, he could have went to CRST, but he really enjoys his home time, so he went back to his job. Like sometimes it's not worth it being away from family. It feels like that. It's a real struggle out here. It's hard. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm lucky I worked myself up and put myself into the position that I am in now. Like I'm lucky. I worked hard to get to where I'm at, and I'm lucky for it. And I'm thankful Prime's giving me all the opportunities they have. Like I'm really thankful because I know what it's like out there. I might have to go on the road again this week because the students are not here right now. So I hear we're getting a big class in, but as of right now, they're not here. Trailblazer, how do you prepare for winter driving? Trailblazer, winter driving, slow it down to a safe speed. Make sure you keep extra food on your truck, water and stuff like that. You don't know if you're going to get shut down somewhere and how long you're going to be shut down. I got videos, winter driving videos and stuff like that I need to redo and, pick it up more. Trailblazer says, got to love them super truckers. Yeah. Blow the horn for the super truckers. Mad Cardinal sleep study. Sleep study. I'm thinking of the place. Uh, how's it going, brother? I are you still running with your son? Is he? I I haven't seen a video from him in a while, so like, holy cow, that is the biggest super chat I've ever got right there, man. You didn't have to do that, bro. Like, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Like, I don't know how much I can say thank you. Get the horns and everything, but wow, $50, man. That is nuts. That's the biggest, like, that's the biggest super chat I think I've ever got right there. I've been successful due to people like the man of the hour, Mr. Cox. When I became a trainer, I remember I was told by Tim Weimer that people would remember my name after a year, and I lived to that man expectations. He's a wonder. He was wonderful, like all of you. Yeah, man, I love Tim Weimer. I miss him every day. It's drinks to him tonight. Like, great guy, man. COVID, man, I could kick COVID right now. Like, COVID so pisses me off every time I think about Tim Weimer. Oversized makes good money, and I hear it does. I've never done it, but I hear that it is great money. I do. I just, like, I'm paranoid, man. Like, I couldn't do flatbed. I'm too paranoid. And I know FBG down there, Thomas or Tennessee Flatbedder is going to tell me, if you're worried about it, throw another strap or another chain on it or every one that you have. But I'm still nervous. Yeah, Hazmat makes big money too. Hazmat makes big money too. Kiersey needs to do a live. I agree. I'm going to try to get Kiersey in here. I want to get Kiersey in the studio and do a live with her. Trust me. I'm trying to figure out which day and everything, and I'm going to get it all worked out, and we're going to do it. Han says, you can make good money in trucking. Just depends on if you want to run hard. Exactly. It's the determination. It's the willpower to keep you running and keep that truck moving and keep on fighting for those loads. Everybody thinks trucking is like, man, I just wait till I get a load. Load will come. No, you got to send that fleet manager a message. You got to, hey, where's my load, dude? Like, I'm not making no money setting here. You better give me a load. I got to get this truck moving. Like, man, it's like determination. It's willpower. It's keeping yourself moving. I mean, like, running freight is more work than people think. Whiplash. The family and I have decided that going over the road is best move for us. Is there a specific recruiter I should talk to get you as my trainer? Whiplash, in the description, there's my recruiter. Make sure that you let me go to this. Make sure you use that driver code right there. It gives you 10% off of the application cost. There's no application cost, but it makes free on the application. But go ahead and drop that in there if you don't mind. And then let her know that we talked. And whenever you get here, text my phone number. Make sure you text my phone number and let me know the date you're coming so I can make sure it works out. And it's not a guarantee that you'll get me, but I will do everything in my willpower to try to make it happen. Like, I will try my hardest. Versatile Duckland says, I'm doing TNT. Oh, wow. Yeah, man. TNT's rough. I've done it. Is this the first time you've done TNT? Yeah, that's right. Learn to Trailblazers question about the winter driving chain. Learn to chain and drive slow. Definitely. Slow it down. You don't feel safe? Slow it down. You really don't feel safe? Pull over and call it a day. The last thing we want is yeah, because of the numbers. Matt says, I'm solo this week. My son's doing home time. Oh, you're the man this week. You running the truck, Matt. Hey, you got this, bro. You got this. Oh, look, there's an FBG guy, man. Let's FBG. It's about reefers around here. Reefer squad, man. Reefer life. I'm parked on the 69 and yeah, that place. Over an hour. Bad wreck and construction area in front of me. Oh, man. Hopefully there wasn't a fatality, because if there was, you might as well set the brakes and go to sleep. So hopefully I'm hoping that there wasn't no fatality and you get moving. Like, you know, I miss Kiersey's live show. Hans, I'm going to tell you right now, you had your 3 favorite Prime YouTubers all together. Well, I know 2 of them. I don't know about me, but you had a Tennessee Flatbedder over here at my house on 4th of July, and you had trucking along with Kiersey, and they were making sure that my beard did not get burned off for me. Like, they were running around with Tom. Tennessee had a bucket of water. He said, man, if that beard even looks like it's smoking, I'm going to throw this water on you. And Kiersey had a water hose running around like, hey, just let me know. I'll spray you down, because, you know, a year ago, 4th of July kind of wasn't good for me. Yeah, right. Go off duty. Did you get your trainer, fleet manager most of the time after you finish TNT? Do you get your trainer's fleet manager most of the time after TNT? Yes, most of the time you get your fleet managers, your fleet manager you had on TNT. Now there's some exceptions to that. Like if you're on a lease truck and you're going company, you can't have the same fleet manager. You will get a company one. If you're company and you're going lease, if you're on a company truck and you're going lease, you will not get the company dispatcher. You will get a lease one. Usually with my guys, if they're going company, I try to get them back on my fleet. My fleet manager is awesome and like he's great. And I would love to get my guys back on the fleet with me as company drivers, because I would love to put my students that are going to TNT on their trucks, because they know that they're going to get a safe driver with them, you know. And also they got something in common. They'd be like, man, you remember when Twizted would be out there and his face would turn red and he'd just be so mad at you, and the vape smoke coming out. You already knew he was coming up there to talk to you, and you did not want to talk to him with the vape coming out. Versatile says, fear not death, for the hour of doom is set, and none may escape it. Yeah, you know, you just get so tired when you're a TNT trainer. You get so tired that like you finally just say, man, Jesus, take the wheel tonight. Just take the wheel tonight. That's all I'm asking. I'm gonna actually go to sleep. Take the wheel tonight. Kenworth Rider says, make sure you get him. I had to go with his friend, which is just good. Make sure you get him. I had to go with his friend, which is just good. Oh, okay. Make sure you go. Okay, make sure that you go with me for a PSD trainer. But my friend is just as good. My friend Orange Shirt, he's a good trainer too. And Kenworth Rider was on Orange Shirt's truck. I'm not sure if he wants me to say his name or not, but he's my friend too. And Versatile Duckling, for all of us who live true strong lives, we enter the gates. Man, I wish I had a sound effect for like some church music right now. It would go along with that. Oh, Flatbed and his real trucking. Come on, man. Flatbedders equal flip-flops. Man, us reefer drivers, we work hard, man. Those doors are heavy. I'm telling you, people don't believe how heavy those doors are till they have to open some. Sub to trucking classroom. if you'll drop the link in there, I'm sure that we can get some people to subscribe to you. I'm just saying, like, drop the link in the chat and I'll pop it up, and maybe we'll get you at least some subscribers, bro. Fernando, if I have my CDL with not experience, how long Prime gonna take to call me for TNT? Thanks. You know, I'm not sure about that, Fernando. If you have a CDL with no experience, you're gonna have to come and do the little eval that they have. So you'll have to do a eval instead of taking a test, but pretty much you have to be able to pass this eval to get to TNT. I usually knock out a guy that already has a CDL in like 2 or 3 days, sometimes 4 days. I try to get you done as fast as I can because I know you don't really need too much. So pretty much, you know, I get you backing into some spots and like that's your eval. Like, let's go. Let's get this done, bro. Like I clean up what I need to clean up. Like maybe you're turning too big, maybe you don't truly understand how the trailer is going, or maybe you just need some rust knocked off. I can get it done pretty quick. No flip-flops. Man, I wear flip-flops. I ain't gonna lie. I wore Yeezys on the pad the other day. Somebody was all like, "You can't wear Crocs on the pad." I said, "These ain't Crocs, man. They're sneakers. They're Yeezys. They're sneakers." He goes, "It looks like a Croc. Let me feel it, man. It does." I was like, "You ain't touching my feet, weirdo. Get out of here." There you go. Pro Circuit cowboy boots. Parking brakes are set off duty an hour now. Down to 54 miles on my 14. Yeah, you might get a whole 14 right there, brother. Ain't going to the pearly gates. Yeah, Hans, I think you are going to the pearly gates. Oh, maybe Tennessee's right. You never know, Hans. You might be going to Valhalla and fight for eternity. I always thought that was crazy, man. Like, I know Vikings are all about that, the fight in the war, like warriors, being fighters, man. But do I want to spend all of eternity fighting? I'd be the guy like, you know what? They're going to make me spend all of eternity fighting. I'm going to lay down on the ground and I'm going to get a sword and just be like, tink, 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 stop fighting me. I can't answer that, man. You know what? How do you answer this on this? Yo. You want me to send you a link to this or what?
Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
Look, I'll send you a link, all right? You'll click
let's do it.
You'll click on the link and then you can come in here, all right?
Bring Tom in it.
He's watching TV, man. I'll send you the link. It's going to be on Facebook Messenger, okay?
All right, I got you.
But I'd be that lazy guy laying down, like, being like, "Oh, I'm done fighting. Like, I'm just going to hit with a sword like this and stuff." I'm going to send an invite out real quick. All right, I sent him an invite. What's going on, Wolfman? How's it going? Melvin Miller is it the same money on Team Tanker side or is it better on Reefer side? I don't know the true answer for that. I'm going to guess Reefer side because when you're doing TNT, it'll go faster on Reefer side. I would probably, if I was going to switch over, I'd probably do it after TNT. That way I only had to take the Tanker class to the Tanker boot camp is what it is. So like I would probably, you have a better odds. More trainers are in the Reefer side. There's not a whole lot of Tanker trainers, unfortunately. Hey, Twizted, did you ever lease? Was it good to you? No, I have never leased because I was always scared that if I went lease, I wouldn't make a paycheck. And like in my situation, Like I have to make a paycheck, or my family's gonna be homeless. So like, I never ever tried Lease, and like I'm playing it safe, man. I'm telling you, I'm not a big risk taker. I'm really not a big risk taker. So I feel a logs violation coming, right? I feel a logs violation coming. Man, keep those log violations coming, man. Just live with it. You're being a super trucker right now. It's not a violation. You can PC an accident's cleared off the road. Yeah, you can. So just go ahead and like just notate it. All right, we're gonna have. Let me turn the names on real quick so we can have names again. Show. And then I'm gonna add them to stream. So we're having trucking classroom. He's a new channel up and coming. He has some videos out and he's jumping in here. What's going on, brother man?
What's going on, buddy?
Oh, not much. Just hanging out. Turn your phone sideways.
Sure.
Oh, look at that. You got a full screen. Look at you. So you're thinking about going TNT?
Yeah, I heard our numbers are going down. I might as well stretch my legs a little bit, get on the road again. It's been a while. It's been about 2.5 years since I saw California.
Yeah, you're gonna eat that good food in California too. Which one of your students are you taking?
I got this really good guy. His name is Paul Johnston. Got his head on his shoulders right. He's a perfectionist, which is, kind of a good thing, but kind of a bad thing because, especially during PSD, our goals are, getting you the CDL, but being a perfectionist, it always drives you to be better than what you are today.
Yeah, and perfectionists is hard to deal with out there on the pad because, man, they will mess stuff up to make it
always.
So they're kind of hard to deal with. Green says, Lease has been good to me. John says, what if I come to Prime with your CDL and hazmat tanker endorsement? TNT's still 30K miles? Yep. Unless you have experience, brother. Unless you have experience. So how do you do your training? What do you start off with, like, at first? Do you try and knock one thing out at a time, or is it just random, or how do you do things?
Me personally, I do a individual assessment. I look at my students as they are the own person, like they are who they are. They've gone through their life. And most of my students are always between the 30 to 50 range. It's very rare that I get a very young person who is a student, and which is weird because I'm a young guy. I'm only 25 years old. So I always get the older guys, and it's been a challenge for me. But what I always think about is these people have lived life. They've had careers. Some of them dominated the area in which they live in. So teaching them a new trait, coming at them as an individual and teaching them that way has always been extremely beneficial to me.
Yeah.
So
you train to their abilities.
Exactly.
So, like, wherever their weak part is, that's where you focus on first, right?
Exactly.
And you take your guys on a lot of loads like I do, don't you?
I do on average. I do the minimum of 2 loads a week, if not 4 loads to 5 loads. From Wednesday to Friday is when I'm available, but I'll take something on Tuesdays and Saturdays. I took one yesterday, which was Saturday according to this recording, to Sedalia, Missouri.
Yeah, I went to Duplo yesterday. They had a lot of tire loads for us
Yeah,
to do.
they did. Yeah, they did have Kansas City, Dupo, Sedalia. They had like 5 of them for Saturday.
Yeah. So like the tire shred company is some fun loads. Like if you're a student and you want to see some tight dogs, get ready for a tire load, man. There's some tight, wicked places we put trailers. Like
Oh
sometimes
man,
we get in there and say, "Get out the seat, man. I'm not even letting you attempt this. It's scary."
yeah,
There you go. Now it's not shaking as much.
yeah. Took it out of my hands.
You got a nice backdrop too. The lamp in the back's looking good. You got
Oh, this one right here. Oh, well, this one right here.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did company for a year, going lease after my home time. Excited. Yeah, that's good because when you were company, you got the what's it called? The you got what's the word I'm looking for? You were able to, like, you did loads no matter what. Like you weren't forced dispatch, I'm gonna say, but like you had to run this load, you had to get it there, you had to do what it took. So like you kind of set yourself in that pattern. So when you go lease, you're gonna be like, you know what, I'm just gonna do this load. I'm gonna do this load. Like you got yourself go I don't know the word, but you got yourself in line set up to be ready to take anything. And like you got a good worth ethics. Like you don't have that freedom of, man, fleet manager, I just want to take 2 days off in this truck stop because I'm tired. Like you don't
Yeah.
want to do that, especially when you're going lease. Like truck ain't moving, you ain't making money. If you're away from home, those wheels better be burning.
So if I can add to that,
Go for it.
with doing the company for a year, you're putting yourself at a greater advantage. You're learning what the macro 27 is, where to fuel at. You're learning how from where you're coming from versus where you're about to go is extremely important. And you'll notice that certain loads that you're taking, and if you have a certain kind of relationship with your dispatcher, um, they'll be honest with you and they'll tell you, this is a good load, and you're learning the business relationship on that side of it. I always suggest to all of my students, always go company the first year, learn the business, learn what it takes to run the truck, and then try to own your own business outside of that. It's always important to take the first step. We always, like, and very ambitious people always want to try to start at the top of the ladder. We have to take the first step and climb it as we go.
Yeah, you don't want to be one of those guys that jumps right into a lease not knowing what you're doing and falling straight on your face. Like that is the last thing we want to happen to you. So, you kind of learn structure. You get structure in your life is what you do. That's what I was looking for earlier. You get the structure in your life of like, let's go make this appointment time. Like I'm not taking a day off. Like you keep on going. It's that drive that you have.
Yeah.
So you get good values. You get good values from company that will carry over and make you more successful in lease is what I believe. Was never a fan of tire loads. I went straight lease after my TNT war. Some people can do it, man. Some people have the values that it takes and the work ethics it takes. Some people just don't.
It's true. It's very true.
Y'all need to learn the biz before making boss moves. Go company for at least a year, then think about boss moves. And that's exactly. What you said. I've kind of changed it here lately, and I've changed it to like 6 months. I'm all like, hey man, like at least do 6 months before you go lease.
You know what? Something I always say to some of my students, because like as trainers, we get to know a very basic level of who you are, because some people aren't extremely comfortable sharing their entire life story. I've had a few students who have owned businesses in the past, and the few of them who have told me that, well, you know how to do it. You know how taxes work. You know how, state tax works, federal tax works, how, what you're producing may be cheaper in a certain state versus what you're producing it in. And I've had some students like that where they have either been management in businesses like that or have conducted their own business in such a way where it's like, yeah, you should definitely go lease right out of the gate. You know how this works. You know how to conduct your business. But there are some people who have ambition and they let their ambition drive harder than their knowledge. And that could be a detriment. It could be very dangerous for that person to just jump out of the gate and lease without knowing how the wheels roll, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Like, you got to know your stuff. You got to know the business first. Definitely know the business. Like, then that's what's wrong with a lot of people, that they jump straight into lease because they've been told by different people that, hey, lease is the only way to go. You can't make no money company. You can't take off whenever you want. Have you been able to take off whenever you needed days off being company?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Why'd you have problems getting time off?
I feel like mine are always personal. I always have a higher drive. With the Christmas bonuses, there's always circumstance. I think that's what a lot of people don't understand is if you're on the company side or the lease side, there's always circumstance. Circumstance for company drivers are, well, this bonus is coming up and I could drive through this. And lease drivers are always thinking, well, I can always earn an extra $2,000 or $3,000 and I could take this whole 2 weeks off. It's very circumstantial. And as long as you understand your circumstance, you can thrive within the boundaries you set for yourself. So in my circumstance, I'm always looking for the betterment of myself, which is why I say that, Daniel Cox has been a huge beneficial to me and a lot of other people in the pad. They've always been a huge benefit to me because I'm always listening. I'm always learning. And even though I have my short interactions with people in the pad because I do work a different shift than most people work, I soak in knowledge. I listen very intuitively and I take it to heart. It hits me in the chest and I try to not replicate, but innovate. What they tell me, I'm not trying to replicate what they tell me, but I'm trying to innovate what they tell me and evolve what they tell me because I'm coming, and Daniel is a perfect example. He's a lot older than me.
God,
the new generation of truck drivers, But the thing is Daniel has so much knowledge. He has such a variety of aspects on how certain things integrate and how certain things cooperate. I would not know. I wouldn't have the benefit of learning these things to be able to develop myself in such a way that is beneficial to anybody. So I always listen to my peers. I always take to heart what they're telling me because it's so very important.
Yeah, you can learn from anyone out there.
Yeah.
And that's the good thing about you is that whenever you came and asked me for help, whenever I helped you, I always stand back and watch whenever I help somebody to see if they listened to me or if that was pointless. If you acted like that was pointless and you didn't listen to anything I told you, didn't even try it out, then I was all like, man, I ain't helping that dude no more because he don't want to listen. But you have always listened and you tried it out. It may have worked out for you and it may not have worked out for you,
And you know what? If I could share a personal story, something that Daniel told me very early on And it was him and a couple other people. Because you know what? I'm gonna hype you, Daniel. You know, I'm gonna hype you up. Daniel has the ability to do something that I am incapable of, which is like freedom teaching is what I call it. It's freedom teaching. He's able to teach you how to maneuver a truck where it needs to be at any given time, no matter if you're on a pad or in a real scenario. And he has done this his entire career. He's been able to stay true to it where, you know, the trailer needs to go this way. You need to understand that in the degree in which you need to turn it. This is too much. This is too little. This is not enough. This is too much. And this is what Daniel has taught me and other people on the pad, which I don't want to throw out too many names because I don't know if they feel comfortable with it, but they have taught me personally how to adjust in the way that I teach people myself that, you know what, I can do these fixed points or I can teach people real life skills. And I feel like, you know, and I'm not trying to act like too much of a hype man right now, but and the skills that I have learned from these people and especially Mr. Cox is there is a way outside of it that allows you to demonstrate the knowledge and teach the knowledge in a way that you never knew was possible.
Yeah. And like the points are a great starting point. So like if sometimes I still teach with the points too whenever I need to, but you know that real world of, hey, there's a spot just backing in there, like,
yeah,
you know, it took me, I had to get help to learn that. And you know, one of my mentors out there that I feel like's been the biggest influence on me out there, you know, and I know you talked to him too, and I know he's been a big part of your training career, is Justin Humiston. Like that
yes,
guy,
sir.
I feel like he taught me mostly everything I know out there. And you know, I try to pass on the knowledge too. But a great guy, awesome at what he does. He's, in my opinion, he's the best instructor we have overall, but that's my opinion.
You know what? If throw a little bit out there, Justin he stands for everything Prime is and what Prime could be.
Yeah.
I do agree with Daniel 100%. He has mentioned it in videos and a lot of live streams before. Always do your research. But if this is one of your research materials, this live stream right here, if this is one of your research materials, Justin is one of the pinnacles of what Prime is. A man who has started from the bottom, driven himself up, and has always fought for every driver out here, every trainer out here. And there are so many other people out here who do the exact same thing. And that's what's so great about Prime. When you think that it's only one man, that one man has like 5 people behind him. Justin has 5 other trainers that are like directly behind him and will fight on his behalf, you know? And it keeps Prime honest. It keeps Prime moving forward. And I agree with Daniel 100%. Always do your research and find information that is beneficial to your situation and to what you want to achieve. But I feel like there's so much information out here for Prime.
Yeah. There's a ton of YouTube videos for Prime, and sadly there's not for other companies. And the reason for it is Prime's pretty much like, hey, we don't care what y'all do. Like, if y'all want to talk about the company, maybe it'll get me some more drivers. Go for it. Like, that's cool. You know, they haven't ever censored me. They haven't ever told me nothing bad. The only person that has ever called me about my YouTube was my recruiter. So my recruiter, she watches my channel, and she called me and said, hey, look, you're doing a great job out there. If there's any way you can talk talk and get more females to come in because we like females here at Prime because we're equal opportunity employer. And I'm all like, I don't know how to do that. Like, I'm going to figure it out though. I'm going to be like, have some of the females on the channel or something.
I'll throw something out. And this was, so I have a student at this current time who asked me that question, Daniel. He asked me why certain cultures or sects do not join into the trucking community. And I asked him, I was like, what do you mean? You know, explain what you mean. And he said, well, you know, a lot of Black Americans and Africans and stuff like that, they don't come to Prime, or females don't come to Prime. And I told him, I was like, have you looked at your classroom?
Yeah.
Have you really looked at your classroom? Because we have so many females coming in. We have so many immigrants who come here and find the opportunity to create a career here in America that is so beneficial to not only themselves, but their families. You know, if their families live in America or abroad, this is such an opportunity for all those people. So I had to teach him, the student that I have right now, I had to tell him, this is not just anybody's world. This is the people who wants to put the work forward. You know?
Yeah.
And
everybody.
Everybody, everyone.
All walks of life. It doesn't matter where you're from. Like, I've had pilots, I've had doctors, lawyers, I had people off the street, I had homeless people, like all walks of life.
I've had people with PhDs. I've had people with criminal justice degrees, you know.
High school.
You know what? And here's the craziest thing. And I think this is where me and Daniel are a little bit different. I have no education. I dropped out in the 9th grade. I have no education. But the thing is, you know, standardized education is so much different than world education.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think if anybody ever looked at me and talked to me truly for who I am and understood who I am and got to know me on a level like Mr. Daniel knows, or Thomas knows, or Justin knows, or Oren knows, or any of those people. And, you know, especially someone who hangs on my wall. And if you look at my wall over this shoulder right here, you'll see him. Tim Weimer, he still hangs on my wall. None of those people besides him knew I was uneducated in the government sense. You can come here. You can do so much with trucking, and it can benefit you so much. You're not going to become rich. You're not going to become wealthy, but hard work will lead you to greater things. It always will. And that's what it's done for me. I have a 9th grade education.
Yeah, and I graduated from high school, but I cheated off of the pretty girls. Like, you know,
that's because you're a pretty boy.
Yeah, I had to, bro. Like, I remember I took Spanish 1 and I cheated off of this girl. I still remember her name, Marissa Chavez. I went to Spanish 2, and Marissa Chavez was beautiful. Like, she worked at
grew up a little bit.
Spanish 2 came around. I saw, like, where's Marissa at? I said,
you know what, Daniel?
I gotta drop out.
Buenos suertes, my friend.
Okay, let's get caught up on some of these comments right here.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Let's do it.
Do you need a business license for Lease? I don't think so.
This is something I've talked to. So as far as lease operators, you don't need anything. you're leasing through Prime Incorporated itself. But if you go owner operator, you do need to be able to have your MSDOT numbers and all those things. So those things that you need to have. If you're going through Prime, Prime will take care of you. Prime will do those things for you. They have Abacus, they have Success Leasing. And if you own your own trucks, you can bring your own trucks as long as they meet Prime's specifications, which is single tires and all that stuff, and the Detroit assistance. You can do all those things yourself at Prime Incorporated, besides other companies. From what I've learned from Success Leasing and my dispatcher and people like Daniel, if it's your truck and you own it, it is a completely different reality of if you're leasing. There's a big difference between leasing a truck and owning a truck. Huge difference. So you have to understand where you stand in that reality.
Yeah. Yeah, huge difference. And like a lot more responsibility in that.
Yeah.
I think Hans is talking about the load board. I don't even know if they're still doing the load board.
Hang on. Go back to that question real quick. Do Prime drivers who lease are allowed to use data boards?
And then he says, DAT board for loads. I'm thinking he's talking about
DAT. Well, that's another differential. Are you talking about DAT as in the independent? Because there is a DAT board that's independent outside of Prime. They're a third party.
Oh, I thought he was gangster talking. I was all like, DAT, like he's from the hood, like DAT. DAT boards. Oh, my bad.
So I'll say something on that. Hans, my wife is actually getting her certificate as a broker through DAT. If you're talking about the same DAT, then I don't think Prime is in coordination with DAT. They do have their own brokers and they do have their own sales team. And we all know that as Prime drivers, sales team. I do not believe that Prime is the same or integrates in any way with DAT.
Yeah, I haven't ever even heard of that. I thought it was hood talk for reals. We don't use the load boards. We have several contracts to haul Prime freight exclusive. Yeah, a lot of people, like, I don't even see the need of the load board. I hear that you only get a pick from 3 of them. Some women truckers are some of the best drivers out there. You ain't lying. Some of the women drivers, man, I've seen them back it into spots that I was like, I couldn't have done that. That's true. We got diverse students and drivers in Prime. A lot of truckers out there have college degrees. Yeah, Mr. Cox. I remember Tim was always joking around. Yeah, man, Tim was the best. I still watch that blue Gatorade video on the Tim Weimer safety tips. I still watch
the safe stuff to drink.
And his clean underwear. I always wear dirty underwear because Mama said, don't let anyone ever catch you in your dirty underwear. So I wear dirty underwear. That way I'd never have an accident or a wreck or anything. My brother over. Yeah, rest in peace. My brother B. I don't even know how to say that. Haiti si pour oil. How you say that? You want to give it a go.
Si pour la moi.
It says, good trainer. God bless Daniel. Wash hands, wash hands, wash hands, wash hands.
Oh, it's emojis.
Oh, those are emoji.
Yeah, those are emojis. They're doing this in the emojis. God bless Daniel.
Oh,
Wash hands.
Daniel. Oh, okay. It's probably because I'm using this app.
That's why you got a young guy, Daniel.
Yeah, see? Bro, you only made it through 9th grade, but you know more than I do. I'm dumb whenever it comes to this electronic stuff, man. Does he do YouTube? The dude in the black shirt.
I do. Yes, I do. It's Trucking Classroom. I have 3 videos currently posted. Here's a crazy thing on my YouTube. I'm a perfectionist, and I've gone through a couple of projects. Okay, so when I first started my YouTube, I released the first 2 videos, and I wanted to do a pre-trip video. But then I thought, oh, if I create a pre-trip on my YouTube channel, then people are going to want to use that as their studies, and it really defeated me. It's like, I don't like that, because you need paper in hand, you need to be on the truck, you need to be, touching it, you need to be feeling it, you need to be seeing it, and it really defeated me. So I deleted, I think it was a total of 8 videos. I deleted 8 videos I created, and it's been 3 months now. Maybe a little bit longer than 3 months, but it's been 3 months now. I deleted all those videos, and then I wrote some scripts. And I'm a perfectionist. I'm a weird guy. I don't want to release anything that's not perfect. So I deleted a lot of videos. I deleted my pre-trip videos, and I wrote some scripts for some new ones. My new videos coming out is trucking myths versus realities. That's a huge one.
Your channel.
What's that?
Why can't I find your channel? Trucking Classroom.
Yeah, Trucking Classroom.
Does it have no spaces or nothing?
No.
I was trying to pop it up so I can I'll type Prime Ink behind it.
Yeah, it should pop up if you type in Trucking Classroom. But I did do a lot of editing. I don't want to put anything out there that isn't true to myself, like to who I am, to what I've learned, to what I believe. Because I don't like to be. There's 2 things. There's 2 critical things that I don't like to be. I don't like to be a liar. I completely hate that. I hate being a liar. And the second thing is being a hypocrite. I hate being a hypocrite. So the 2 things I hate and I don't want to put into video form is being a liar and being a hypocrite. So I go through a lot of editing, and it might take me a lot longer than Daniel or Thomas to put a video out. And I know that might hurt my channel a lot, but I don't really care about the channel. It's just a hobby, because it's just, I do so much more outside of that. I do alms and stuff like that. And if anybody who knows what alms are, then you know what alms are.
They're a nut. Almonds?
Alms?
I don't know what it is. Hey, somebody click that link and let me know if it takes you to his channel.
So alms. Okay, so you don't know what alms are, Daniel?
No, I never heard of it.
Okay, so alms. It is the relief of certain people of financial or food. Yeah, there you go. There's my channel right there.
Yeah, I went and found it. So that's his channel. He videos. Let's see, 3 videos right now.
Yeah, it's been what's the last video? 3 months ago? 6 months ago?
We got 8 months ago, 8 months ago, 9 months ago.
Yeah.
You had
about 9 months ago now. Yeah.
So you did delete some.
I did delete some. Yeah. I deleted a lot of them because I developed I think it was 6 videos that were pre-trip.
I'm glad that says subscribe because I would have some explaining to do. You see that? It's checked. I went over there to check it. Wait, make sure
Click that bell, Daniel. Click it. Click the bell.
No, it says subscribed. If I click it, it'll unsubscribe. See? So
I deleted about 6 videos of my pre-trip videos. I just don't feel like that's a beneficial thing for students. It's really not.
Some people learn best from videos.
You know what? Here's something I've learned recently. I've had in the last year, and those videos were 9 months ago, so it's been a year about now. And those videos, they were up for a little while, and I had showed some students my videos. I've sent them private messages for my videos. The retention and knowledge is never as great when you can touch it.
Yeah.
When you can feel it. When you can say it when you feel it. It's never as great.
This whole YouTube thing that I do all started with a guy that couldn't learn from being out there touching it. I was a hardcore on, hey, you got to be outside the truck and you have to be with the hood open, studying that pre-trip paper. Take it with you. Hands-on is the only way you're going to learn it. I had a guy that he couldn't do that. He told me he couldn't do that. He said, I work best from videos. I said, don't you watch no videos. Finally, one day, after like 6 days of him not being able to do an engine compartment, he watched a video for Swift. I'll just say it. He watched a video for Swift, and it was different from Primes. So he did that video from Swift perfect, spot on, every word from it. So I ended up doing one video at a time. And then I guess other people seen my videos on pre-trip, and they started watching my videos and subscribing. I didn't even know it, but I had like 25 subscribers within like a week. And
wow.
I didn't even know that they subscribed, but they were leaving comments. My phone kept on like going off that I had messages from YouTube, but I just thought it was like people posting videos. I never really looked at it till one day I was like, man, I'm going to go see what's going on I'm going to look at some videos on YouTube. And I was all like, what's up messages? I clicked on it and then saw that I had a whole bunch of people subscribed, and they were all sending me comments on like, hey, can I get a video on sliding the tandems? Can I get a video on this? Can I get a video on that? And I was like, what is going on? And I was like, yeah, shoot, I'll do some more videos. I said, it ain't nothing. So I started doing videos. And then I found out that I'm really horrible at rewatching my videos. I hate rewatching my videos. I hate my own voice. So, like, I got to record something and I just post it. That's why I'll find hiccups in my videos all the time. Like, I'll be stuttering or I'll say something wrong. I ain't going to go edit that out. I'm just posting it because I don't want to watch my video. Now.
Hang on, Daniel. Go ahead and continue what you're saying and answer my other question when you use restroom, okay?
Okay. But, yeah, like, I don't like hearing my own voice. Here recently, Tennessee Flatbed has inspired me to do a little bit more video editing. So I've been watching his videos, and he has those cool pop-up buttons in there like subscribe, comment, like. So I decided that I need to step up my game, and I need to be able to do the same thing. Like, I should be able to do this. I've been doing YouTube longer than him. So he inspired me to step up my game and start doing some editing. So actually right now I am listening to my videos, listening to my own voice, and I'm getting used to hearing my own voice. But am I 100% like wow, I love hearing my voice? No, I'm still like cringe whenever I hear it. I'm all like, oh man, I gotta listen to this. Like, it's a train wreck hearing my voice. But let's see. I'm in Springfield to upgrade. Congratulations, Trailblazer. Lunch on me. No, lunch ain't on me. No. I'm busy. I don't know, man. Let's see what happens. But like I'm busy because like I'm usually out there training. I won't be out there tomorrow, unfortunately. So maybe you can come out on Tuesday or something. We'll talk. Actually, this week is not going to be that busy for me, so you can definitely show up to the pad on Wednesday. I might be able to take a break real fast and we can go do something.
You got me in there?
Oh, you're back.
Yeah.
Oh, almost. I almost hit remove from stream.
Oh,
There we go.
dang.
Well, like I went to hover over your name trying to add you to stream, and it says remove, and I forgot. I was like, man, I gotta go from this button to this button.
Trying to
Dude,
kill
I'm
me.
moving up in the world, man. I got this stream deck. Like this thing is super
I know. I
awesome.
told you, man. I told you have a new toy to play with the voices and shit.
I don't even know if the voice thing works. I couldn't get it to work the other day. Like if I hit that, it's supposed to be a voice. And I don't even think that it works.
Oh yeah, it works. Trust me.
Oh, is it working again?
Yeah, it works, man. Yeah.
The other night I couldn't get it to work. And then you hit this one and you get a random voice. I don't even know what I sound like. Prime Assistant. Whoa. Will company drivers get a chance to drive a Volvo? Probably not. I don't think that there's many
Yeah.
Volvos. I don't think that there's many Volvos. Prime assisting your truck. I don't know what that is. Prime assing your I don't know what that is. Love the new Volvo. Heard it breakdown can be spindly. Oh, that's not good. Heard Volvo parts are limited. Yeah. You know, I don't know about that. I don't really mess with it. I don't really mess with a Volvo, so like I don't know nothing about Volvo. You ever mess with a Volvo?
So I do have some students who now own Volvos. Well, not own, but they're lease operators. I have a student. His name is Chris. He has a Volvo after Prime Incorporated's initial Volvo contract. The big discrepancy was that Volvo would not allow Prime to operate on their trucks within the terminal. They had to go to a Volvo shop. I guess the contract was reworked because of the COVID-19 thing where trucks were hard to get. That they started like, okay, well, we can do this and this, keep both of our businesses working together in a way. Because Chris was a student of mine during early 2020. And the Volvo contract Prime had was late 2018 into 2019, where they discovered all that stuff.
Did we not just do a test run only, or did we actually do like have them?
We did. We bought, from the knowledge I've gathered from Success Leasing and the people that I know who have Volvos, we did a 28 truck run of Volvos. Outside of that 28 trucks, Volvo, with the contract they assigned, was not good. This is the reason we don't have a Volvo associate at Prime. We have Freightliner, Peterbilt, and International. Those, if you go to driver's lineup, those are the people you're going to see there. You're not going to see a Volvo person there at all.
Yeah, I knew we didn't have one at Volvo rep, but
so Volvo is still working their way in. I can't speak too much on indefinites and say for sure, but as far as things have led up, maybe Volvo is becoming a part of Prime. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I won't say for sure because I don't want to be a liar. Like I said, two things. I don't want to be a liar or a hypocrite, so I'll never be a liar or a hypocrite. But as far as it seems, Volvo does have a few trucks at Prime. They're bringing some new ones in. It's an opportunity for everybody who wants one.
I was over there. I was looking for my buddy's Freightliner today. He messaged me. He said, "Hey, I bought a Freightliner. It's at the yard. Go find it." Which I went and found it. But I was over there driving through the yard. I seen a Kenworth with a sleeper on it, not just the day cab. You know how we had the day cabs for Chicago, but I seen a Volvo with a sleeper on it, and I was that somebody ordered with their name in it, and I saw a Kenworth with somebody's name in it, and I was like, what the heck is going on here? I did not know that.
Yeah.
I love the Kenworth T680. I wish we could get one of those, especially since I don't pay for fuel.
Right. Yeah. The thing about, and here's a huge thing about Kenworths and Volvos and Max, and I think this is something that most people don't understand when they come into the trucking industry. Volvos are 400 pounds heavier than a Freightliner International Peterbilt, which means they cost more in fuel. So if you're going to any company, like, any company that has a program in the slightest structure that Prime has, and you can think about anybody, and if you pass anybody on the road, you're going to see way more Freightliners, you're going to see way more Internationals, you're going to see way more Peterbilts, because Freightliners, Peterbilts, and Internationals, and they all have their problems, they all have their circumstance. They're nowhere near as fuel costive as Volvos and Kenworths and Max are. Volvos and Kenworths and Max are pretty heavy trucks. They range between 400 pounds heavier than the other truck. And when you have that amount of weight, you have to think about fuel cost. You have to think about the load. You have to think about all these other circumstances that come with it. And this is what I said in the beginning of my entrance in this stream, is everything is very circumstantial. You really have to think, especially if you're a lease operator and you take one of these Volvos, or if you're a lease operator and you take one of these Kenworths, you are taking a heavier truck. You do get more horsepower, you do get more stats for the vehicle, but a Volvo is 400 pounds heavier, which means, to get in the top end of your fleet as a Volvo, which is the way that Prime operates, is, your status. Like, me and Daniel probably sit, in the 50 range in our fleets because of our training ability. But we also offer a different aspect of profit. You have to think about, like, at the end of the day, it's business. And if something weighs too much, if something's costing too much, will your company invest in it? And they won't, because it's not beneficial.
So Life with Bobby asks, are Prime planning to lower the age requirements? I've been all over that subject, and I've been trying to push that, because I think that it would be great. Like, I'm all for the 18-year-olds being able to drive trucks. And I keep on getting the runaround, kind of like, the application is there. The guy that needs to fill it out just has not filled it out yet. So, like, I'm all for 18-year-olds coming out here. Like, if you got a good head on your shoulder, I'm all for it. If you don't, let's wing them out and send them home. Hey, you can come back when you're 21. How about that? So, like, I'm all for the younger guys coming out here. I wish that they would lower it, but they have not lowered it yet, unfortunately.
Can I add?
Go for it.
So with Bobby's question, we've all heard that 18 is now allowed for an apprenticeship. And the apprenticeship is, where you're 18 years old, you get your CDL, but you have to apprentice with a experienced driver. And the FMCSA has now said that for someone to instruct you to get a CDL is a mandatory of 2 years. And for you to go over the road with somebody, it has to be at least 9 months. I think, and I've talked to someone at Prime, and this is a small benefit of who I am. I talk to everybody. I speak to everybody. I soak in information. The apprenticeship at Prime is coming. It will come. They're integrating it the best they possibly can with the knowledge that I have received. And this is just word of mouth. This is nothing written. But from what I've heard, Prime Incorporated is thinking about the apprenticeship of 18-year-olds and seeing if they can get drivers on board to build, I guess, the program. It really is a program, because you have to have drivers who are willing to spend that amount of time with an 18-year-old.
Yeah, and
Because
a lot of people are against it is the problem. So like it's like, man, if we have too many people come in at that age, we don't have enough people for it. So I think it would cause a kind of backup too.
My personal belief on it, and this is my personal belief, if we can put people at 18 years old in the military, why can't we put them behind the wheel?
Yeah.
They spend 6 weeks in boot camp and 6 months in MOS and learning their job. That is such a huge jump from 18 to 19, learning something where you can learn something as a truck driver.
We will hire the what's it called? We will hire the military guys. It's a really pain though. Like anyone under 21 that we hire that's in the military, like there's so much stuff that is involved in that like it's hardcore, because I was talking to somebody about it the other day. They had a report on where the guy was at, where he stopped every day. They had to look up his truck and report on it, where he was every day. And they said that it was just like hardcore.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard the same thing. Yeah. This is the question we're on by Hands. Why doesn't Prime test out on the manuals?
Prime will test you on the manuals. Prime will definitely test you on a manual. The problem is you have to have a trainer that drives a manual is the problem to get a manual.
How many of those do we have right now, Daniel? Like 3, 4?
What do you mean?
Manual trainers? We have 3?
I have no idea. I can't name one.
We have the older gentleman in the red Freightliner. We have the other guy, and I don't know the names, but I know they're trucks. And I think that's how we all identify each other. If you didn't see a purple truck passing you on the damn pad, you would think it was me or Thomas, right? Yeah. So we got the other guy on the Peterbilt. We got 2 other guys in Peterbilts. I know we have at least 3 or 4. But here's a really wonderful thing about Prime and an opportunity I was given. The opportunity I was given is we do have a manual truck on the pad at all times. And if it's not on the pad, it's on the yard. Z or Zeke, if you know who that is, he is a in-house instructor. He's the one who taught me how to drive a manual and double clutch and float gears and downshift and drive on the road and stuff like that. Z is the one who really invested some time into me, because he was given the ability to by Steve. If you want that manual ability and you want to get rid of your automatic restriction, you should talk to Z, and Z will go 100% into you. He will go above and beyond. He's a wonderful in-house instructor. He really drives hard on you. He will be hard on you. Do not think that this is going to be an easy task. He will rip into you like any trainer will. Like I will, or Daniel will, or any other trainer will. He will rip into you. If you're not double clutching, he'll call you out. If you're not doing exactly what he says to pass that test, he'll call you out. He will do what he has to do to get you that restriction lifted. but you have to put the work in. You have to. If you're not willing to put the work in, you shouldn't try. Just live with your restriction.
See, I was going to ask you because I know that you were in the process at one point of getting yours removed. I was about to ask you if you actually got that removed, if you took the test to get it removed and how that worked. Did you get yours removed? You're over there dying.
Yeah, I'm dying.
Now.
I went through all of it, and Z and Steve told me that I would have to. So I'm a trainer. This is something I want to let the viewers know.
Yeah.
I am a trainer at Prime. So in order to get my manual restriction or my automatic restriction lifted, I'd have to get a new permit. I would have to go through the DMV and get a whole new CDL permit and all that stuff. Jesus. I didn't do that. I did learn how to drive a manual. I did learn how to downshift, upshift, double clutch, float gears, all that stuff. Because of Z, he was so kind to me that he taught me. But I was told by Steve that I wasn't, or Stan, that I was not able to train if I got my new CDL. So that's what put me in a circumstance where I already had 3 students at the time. I was like, you know what? I don't want to put myself behind, because if I get this new permit, I'm not allowed to train anymore. So I stepped back. I know how to drive one. I know how to do it. But I do not, to this day, have my restriction lifted because my passion is teaching. I love the feeling I get when I come in there and the student passes. I love the euphoria, the deep and down ability to say that, you know, I taught that person and now they're an owner operator, and now I taught that person and they're driving and they're earning money. Like I didn't want to give that up.
Yeah.
Just to get my automatic restriction lifted. So I opted out of it.
Could you imagine if you would have went through that and then they would have been like, well, now it's a new CDL, so you got to wait 2 years to train again.
Yeah, that would suck because they did do that. They did do that.
20-year-olds can't drive a car. I just turned 20 and I'm starting with Prime next summer. I have my permit since January. Life with Bobby, like, man, you're ready, dude. Like, you're studying right now and you're doing your research, and you know, that's cool that you chose Prime. Make sure that you still do some research and check out.
Just turned 20. I'm starting with Prime next summer, and I have my permit since January.
Yeah. No hippie, trucking and transportation.
Hey, no hippie. What's going on, brother, man?
To be honest with you, the military is a big babysitter that just actually takes more maturity. Yeah. John Gonzalez says, my opinion, go join the Marine Corps like I did at 18, and you'll come back a man and disciplined to the T.
See, I couldn't do that because when I tried to join the Marine Corps, they told me I needed 15 college credits and a high school education. If he's referencing what I said earlier.
Yeah, it's 105 in Barstow, man. Barstow's burning up. Yeah, y'all can enjoy that. Thank you for all the people that have served the military. I was a civilian. I've never served. I, I hate Barstow this time of the year, especially Fort Erin's. Erin, what's the temperature there? And then that's when No Hippie said 105. Trailblazer Blazers taking off. Take it easy, brother. Enjoy your upgrade. Give that man a throat loss and yep, that Popeye's right there. The station. Okay, that's about. I'm at the Flying J. Yeah, I would park if I was in Barstow. I always park at the Flying J too. Man, I love walking over there to Del Taco. I'll go over to Del Taco and eat some of that. And what's that burger joint they have over there? You know what I'm talking about? The burger joint over there.
You ain't about to ask me, brother man.
What was it called? Fats Burgers or something like that?
The only burger joints I'm gonna say that are attached to truck stops are Fuddruckers and anything that starts with an F. I can't think of Fuddruckers, man. There's Fuddruckers in Savannah, Georgia. I know that. There's a Fuddruckers attached to a TA in Savannah, Georgia.
Yeah, I can't think of the name right now. I can't remember the name of that place, but I've always wanted to go there. But Del Taco was too enticing.
You know what? As Daniel is fat boy to fat boy, it's probably Fat Boy Burgers.
Yeah, it's probably something like that. I can't remember, man. Like I love food too.
You know what's crazy is something so Daniel, I'm taking this new guy on TNT. I'm going out on TNT. So I'll miss you for the month and a half I'll be gone. I was teaching him today how to shop for the truck. You know, certain things to buy and certain things to keep in the truck that'll last you, and foods that won't go expired by the time that is like 3 weeks later, and all this stuff. And I was thinking, I was like, man, you know what? As a fat boy, I've always ate at the Subways and McDonald's and stuff like that, man. As a fat boy, man. You know?
Yeah. I cooked in the truck a lot. Like I will like I like cooking my own food in the truck. Like I think that is better than eating out. Like I think that like a lot of people eat out too much, and that's why we have so many like overweight truckers.
I think like, you know what, man? Like when I started cooking in my truck, I was cooking 5-course meals, man. I had my instant pot with some some steak bits in it with some potatoes and some carrots. I was eating the whole damn thing in it, man. I think if you're a fat boy, you're going to eat like a fat boy.
Yeah. Like don't get me wrong, whenever you cook something in the Instapot, like say you're just cooking a hamburger helper, guess what? You're cooking a hamburger helper that like feeds a family like a family. And you're
And
over
you're
here.
eating that all by yourself.
Yeah, you're eating it all by yourself. Like you definitely gonna be a fat boy. Like I'm not making 2 meals out of it. We ain't having leftovers, and I was always taught we don't waste food. Like we were.
There you go, man. You can't afford it. Can't afford it, man. You know what, Daniel? If I grow my beard out like you grow yours, if I cut this goatee out that I got, I look just like you, man. You gotta give me a hat. Look just like you.
I wish I gave that one away already. That one right there, I gave that one away. That was the last one of the green ones.
You know what? You give me a hat. I'll wear it in every video I make in the future, and I'll fucking throw a shout out for you.
Man, I'm gonna have to order another hat. I'm about to come out with I'm at 2,400 subscribers or something like that, 2,300. And whenever I hit 3,000 subscribers, I'm going to give away a lot more hats. Like I'm going to do another hat giveaway. And shoot, I'm still trying to figure out what color hat to give away. Like I'm still indecisive about it because I'm picky on my hats. Like this is not some hat that you buy off of
That's something you customize.
yeah, this is something I got customized. I mean, like that's
Well, you
real.
gotta think, if you you were around, me and you were around when Blake got his 3,000 hats in. He was sending them out on the pad.
Yeah,
You
I got
remember
a
that?
Blake cat. I got a busy Blake cat.
Yeah, we all got Busy Blake caps, man. You know,
Well,
so you
I
got
was
yours. You know, we all got our Busy Blake caps. You know,
In-N-Out Burger. No, it wasn't the In-N-Out Burger over there. It was in a shopping center. Okay, so you got Del Taco right here, and then there's a little shopping center up there. But yeah, like I remember the Busy Blake cats. I got a Busy Blake cat. I thought I was special. I thought I was the only one that got one.
had
So
to turn my
now
light on because it's getting dark.
yeah, it's what time is it? Oh shoot. But yeah, the Busy Blake cats, he was passing those out for a while. I wonder if I haven't seen him in a long time. Somebody said he was at the pad working nights.
No, he's not.
Is he
For
not?
anybody who's saying that Busy Blake is working nights at the pad, that is wrong. I live where Busy Blake lives. If you can't notice, I live in an apartment complex.
Yeah.
Busy Blake, I do believe, in my humble opinion, has moved to greater and better things. His truck has not been here in the complex in almost a month and a half. The man has moved on to greater and better things. As much as and I'm not gonna lie, even on live stream, as much as I have disagreed with the man on certain circumstance, you know what he's really great at is what he does.
Yeah.
He is inspiring. He is how do I say it? The motivation, the drive, the go get 'em attitude, the trucks, everything he has. You know what? He's done it. He has got it. He's proven it.
Yeah.
Even
And
though I would fundamentally disagree with him on a lot of things. You know
yeah,
what?
he
He's in
brings
a
that
predicament.
personality. He brings that personality. Like he is like he's all into the motivational talking.
Yeah.
He's doing research on that. He's actually like he's really intelligent. Like he reads a lot of stuff. He has a lot of conversations with you at the same time. Like I cannot keep up with him. He is just like his videos in person. Like he
You know,
really is.
something I can admit now. And this is taking me about 3 to 6 to a year to understand is, I've been wrong. I have, and I feel like this is something I'm willing to admit right here, right now. I have been wrong. I always thought that it was arrogance, that it was, self-beneficial and all these things, but it wasn't. That's not how it was. The man was honest. The man was driven. He was outside of everyone who thought those things, and he didn't care. He did not care. He did not involve himself in what all of us were doing. He did his thing, and that's the reason he owns 3 trucks right now. That's the reason he's so damn successful right now. He did not care.
Yeah. Great guy too. Like
Yeah.
man, I love playing paintball with him. He's so athletic, man. Believe it or not, like that dude is athletic. Playing paintball with him, he was a beast. But yeah, that's the name of the place I was talking about, Fat Burger.
Fat Burger.
Eat there. I wanted to eat there, but I was always like, Del Taco's where I'm going. What's up, big dog Russell?
What big dog you talking about, Russell?
Both of us. It's past your bedtime, Twisted Big D. Yeah, and I saw that video. Yeah, he was talking about going over the road. I think that he's doing like TNTs and stuff. And for everyone that says that he didn't pay cash for that truck,
Oh,
he
he did.
He paid cash for that truck. He
He did.
if you really knew Busy Blake, like he's came from nothing to what he is now. Like he saved up and he lived, earlier I said if you live like nobody else now, later on you can really live like nobody else. I forgot who.
Yes, sir.
Can't remember the guy's name that said it, but man, he lived in his truck. He barely got his apartment. Like, when was it that he moved into those apartments? Like a year ago, year and a half ago, or something.
It was about 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Because I've been living here for 2 years now. You know what? Here's something I'll say about, Mr. Blake Tubbs. And I'm saying this as a man who is admitting he was wrong. I am wrong. Because when it comes to business and stuff like that, there are certain things I don't understand or don't comprehend. And there truly is. And as a trainer, I have soaked up so much knowledge and understood so much more outside of that. Blake lived in the same apartment complex I live in now, and I have not seen his truck in almost 6 to 8 months now.
Yeah.
The man has moved up. If you go to his YouTube channel now and you watch the videos where he's customizing Volvos, that video right there, think about that video and the time period he released it. But think about it in a 3 month to 6 month before the fact. He was already doing that. Because that video was released in that point in time does not mean he was not doing it way before that video was released.
Yeah.
The man is smart. And I give him so much credit because you know what? If I'm going to soak up my pride and soak up my pride, fuck it. The man is somewhere I'm not. Yeah. Daniel Cox, he owns a house. Justin owns a house. Oren owns a house. Blake owns a house. Thomas owns a house. You know where I'm living? An apartment.
But you're working up to it.
But it's what I'm trying to tell the viewers is, you take the proper steps, you do the proper things, and I'm early, in the timeline of Daniel, and the timeline of Justin, and the timeline of Thomas, I am extremely early in the game. I commented earlier that Tim W. told me my first 2 months in. He told me I was 2 months into training. He said, "You know what, kid? Ain't nobody gonna know your name until you've been here for a year." I looked at him like, "What do you mean?" He said, "Ain't nobody gonna know you. Ain't nobody gonna recognize you until you've been here for a year. Because if you can't last a year, then you're not nobody."
Yeah.
And this is something that's coming up in my new video. And I commented to this as well. I have a new video, which is, a video for trainers. This is something that so many new trainers don't understand. New trainers, guys, you have to stick to it. You have to invest not only your time, but your personality, your motivation, your worth, your love, everything. You have to put so much into your training. You have to be willing to ask people like Daniel. You have to be willing to ask people like Justin. You have to be willing to ask people like Oren. You have to be willing to ask people like Thomas. You have to be willing to ask those people you see every day on the pad. If you're not willing to ask those people on the pad advice and guidance and motivation and technique, you will not make it. I guarantee you, if you want to be profitable and motivational and loved and all the things that come with it, you have to learn those things from your peers. You have to learn those things from people who've been there before you. And that's why I have sucked so much knowledge outside of myself. It's one thing that I do every single day. I know I come to Daniel on a very regular basis. I come to Justin on a very highly basis. Cut my light back on here. I've come to Thomas. I talk to Thomas all the damn time. He's a flatbedder. I'm a reefer guy. But you know what Thomas has? Knowledge.
Cigarettes.
You know? I'm like you ever seen Daniel, you ever seen that one guy on YouTube? I just bought this Lamborghini, but you know what I love more? These books.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, you know, man.
Whenever when you and Kevin came out there around the same time, y'all were both new. And for some reason, me and Kevin, we just got along straight up. Like out the gate, me and Kevin got along. And I remember Tim Weimer said, "Hey, you know that new guy, Eric?" I said, "I don't know who you're talking about." He said, "That guy right there." I said, "Oh, yeah." I said, "What about him?" He said,
I've been out there longer than Kevin.
He said, "You don't mess with him. I'm taking him under my wing." And I said, "You know what? You see that guy over there?" And he goes, "Yeah." I said, "You know that guy's name?" He goes, "I have no idea who that is." I said, "That's Kevin." I said, "I'm taking him under my wing. Don't mess with him." So like we kind of went back and forth. See, the problem was I didn't know who you were because the problem was I was in Pittston whenever you started training, I think.
Yeah.
And I was there for 3 months.
It was 2019 2019.
It was the year of COVID. I spent 3 months over there. When COVID happened, I came home to Springfield.
Yeah.
That's whenever I met you and Kevin about the same time.
I think the first time me and you talked, which was I was learning Justin's maneuvers. Justin was trying to teach me. You gotta learn how to teach him how to do this. And Daniel does this all the time, you know? Like Daniel learned from me, and I was like, let me go talk to Daniel then, you know?
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, it was 2019. It was about November 2019. I had been a trainer since I think it was May of 2019. I've been training for about 3 going into 4 years now.
Wow, man. Yeah. I think when is it? I think November. I've been training for 5 years. And that's October is my 6th year at Prime.
You know what's crazy to me? And this is something that I thought about talking to Amanda today. You know who Amanda is, right?
Yeah.
With a silver international.
Yeah.
She started training after me, but she has no idea who I am.
It's because you work nights and she works early mornings.
Exactly. I thought about like, I'm the guy on the outside, you know? I'm nobody who knows who the fuck I am.
That's
and it
like
made me think, you know, like
who Kiersey is.
Huh?
Like, they don't know who Kiersey is because she works afternoons to evenings. They're all like, if I'm all like, you know, Kiersey in the maroon truck, they're all like, who is that? I'm like, you don't know.
I know who that is.
Well, we do because we do YouTube.
Yeah.
Don't. And you work the evenings. You probably see her out there.
Yeah.
She's good people. I take care of her. But heck, we're rolling up at 2 hours. Everybody give Trucking Classroom like a round of applause for jumping in here, helping me out with my live tonight. It was a great live. We're gonna get out of here for the night. Thank everybody for stopping by, and we're out of here until next time.